Hello and welcome to Final Show Films. Before you enjoy the following production, there's just a few things I'd like to get out of the way first. Starting off, I'd like to thank all of our Patreon supporters, especially our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic, Cat, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. If you'd like to support us, you can do so on our Patreon, patreon.com/fsfilms, as well as by following me on Twitter @JohnnyBates, following and subscribing to us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Senstaku, on YouTube, youtube.com/Senstaku, and on any of our podcast feeds, links to which you can find on my Twitter account. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I hope you have a good time. Bye.
Live.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to In Grove or Green, which is Final Show Films' Changeling the Lost Chronicle. I'm Jack, I'm your storyteller for the evening, and with me tonight is Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I am playing Mira, the fairest. And yes, we do have audio.
Yes, we do. And Mara?
I am the king!
I'm Mara, and I'm playing Liz, the Wizened Oracle.
And William?
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Phage, the Ogre Gristle Grinder.
And Raphael?
Hi, I'm Raphael, and I'm playing Neofly, the Darkling Night Singer.
Holly?
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Lark, the Beast One Wing.
And Jeremy.
Hello, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Adele, the Darkling Grave White.
There
Words
we go.
are hard.
Yes, they are. It's almost the middle of the week. So last week, when we delved into the adventures of the Motley Unlikely in the city of Baltimore, they were preparing to enter a goblin market. The goblin market, to be more precise. The only one that's existent within the region of Baltimore. In order to hopefully find and potentially reclaim Butterfly, a former, shall we say, kidnapped mate, if that's a thing, of Neofly's, back when he was suffering his durance in Arcadia. His captor was the same as that shared by Lark, and during the attempted escape, Butterfly apparently made her way out of the Keeper's domain, but was not heard from again. Neofly has been feverishly searching for news of her since he's gotten back to the real, and once he finally was able to track down some clues, began a rather involved quest to figure out where she was and if we could potentially rescue her. But as they prepared to enter the Goblin Market, there was a brief interruption as, with the gate to the hedge standing open, revealing to anyone who was in eyesight a scene out of this world and into the hedge. Phage's girlfriend, Paige, stepped into the mouth of the alley and apparently saw what was going on and was quite taken aback, being a mortal and a mundane. But in this pause that falls over this alley as everyone suddenly realizes what has happened and is scrambling for what to do, Liz, your backpack starts to vibrate as aspects of the radio begin to apparently reactivate. And a voice drifts out, slightly muffled by the canvas and the zipper, but you can still hear it reasonably clearly. There's a very old story about a rabbit made of velvet what lived in a child's nursery. The child loved it very much, but the rabbit wished fervently to become real. One day the child fell sick, and the rabbit stayed by his side, despite having grown quite shabby over the years. And eventually the kind nursery magic fairy came to take it away. Do I become real now? The rabbit asked, and the fairy smiled and nodded. She carried him through the forest and set him down in a moonlight clearing. And the rabbit looked, and there, near the edge of the clearing, was his boy, the one who had played with him for years and years. Then the fairy took a pair of bright scissors and snipped off the rabbit ears and sewed them to the boy's head. She took an awl, plucked off the rabbit's eyes, and placed them in the boy's empty, bloody sockets. And then with a keen razor, she flayed the boy's skin off as he screamed and replaced it with the shabby velvet of the rabbit's hide. And the rabbit boy looked down at himself, suddenly understanding the price of becoming one of the real. Remember, children, to the true fae, all is but toys. And Phage, your girlfriend, is obviously in shock. Well, that's... Well, what is that?
And Phage kind of like immediately just kind of steps up in front of her and like tries to block as much visual of the goblin market.
What is... That's... What is going on? And who was that out of the... That's not the right story.
Just listen for a second. Just for a second. I told you that there's a massive family of us around here, and I didn't want to drag you into all the details because it's bloody madness. But, well, you've already got a glimpse of it, and you deserve to know what's going on. So take a breath, calm down.
I left my phone in it fell out of my pack in your side bags, and I tracked it on Google, and I couldn't. I mean, why are you in an alley, and what is?
Okay, calm.
He's trying to look around you to see what.
I'm trying to prevent her from. Breathe for a second. Do you believe in magic?
What?
Adele pinches the bridge of her nose.
I mean, why are you quoting all these song lyrics to me?
No, I'm asking you a legitimate question. Do you believe in magic?
Mira is just sort of reaching for Lys's hand. She's clearly sort of starting.
No.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I mean,
maybe now's a good time to start.
Look, I know that the world has plenty of unexplained phenomena, and what are you trying to say?
What I'm saying is there's a lot about this world that nobody outside of those who have been touched by it really understands. And if you're willing, you've seen some of it, and you are brilliant, and you deserve to know if you're curious. But if you really want to know, the stuff you might see is insane. It's crazy, and it might be a little scary. If you want to know, though, I can show you.
Give me a persuasion, and I'm gonna say composure.
Persuasion and composure?
Yep.
I don't get 10 again.
+1.
Fine, composure.
Mira's going to whisper to Adele, is this something that was discussed before I joined?
We're about to get to that.
4 successes.
Nice.
All right. Love, I trust you, but what? I don't know what's happening. I mean...
Excuse me, I don't mean to butt in, but Phage, I think we need to have a family conversation for a brief moment.
Adele,
I don't care.
This is mine.
It affects all of us.
She's probably not wrong, Phage.
Do you mind waiting for just a minute?
If this is a family thing, then family's important.
Do you mind waiting for a minute?
I'll be right here.
All right.
And she just sort of grabs her forehead and looks at the ground and kind of leans up against the wall a little bit.
I turn around and head back over to the group.
I understand.
So you lot gonna go into the market or not?
We need just one moment, please.
TikTok.
Right. Phage, I certainly I certainly understand and am sympathetic to to your situation. Now is obviously not the time for any sort of recriminations. I This is something I feel like we as a whole need to make sure we are all on board with, because being brought into this sort of thing makes all of us potentially vulnerable.
She's already literally seen into a goblin market.
There's
Mhm.
answers.
This is why I wish we had talked earlier, but here's my thought, and I think, Adele, we're on the same page with this. This is your mess. We are in an urgent situation where we need to get going very soon and for the things we want to happen. This is your mess. Contain it quickly.
I was going to do that before you pulled me away.
And I just need, before you take this where I think you might be, to make sure that everybody is comfortable with somebody who is not one of us potentially being brought in and aware of the details of our true existences.
If you need someone to
Comfortable?
vouch for her, I trust her with my life.
I believe that. I'm simply think everybody needs a chance to say yay or nay to it, and sort of gesture around to everybody.
I'll make my decision right now. I trust Phage 100%. If it's one of hers, then I have absolutely no problem with it.
I agree with Neo.
I am willing to give benefit of the doubt here. Yes.
Let's look at Mira, because she got real freaked out about me doing this, and I'm concerned.
Yeah.
How much do I? Can I make a roll?
What's the not publicly freaking out roll? It's like
That would be resolve and composure.
okay.
And should I make an emotion like a
You can give
empathy?
Mira. You can give yourself as many penalties as you feel is necessary on that.
Okay, I'm gonna put that at a -2 because this is very specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And wits and empathy list if you're trying to get a read.
Yep. Three successes.
If Mira is freaked out, she is keeping it very much under wraps. She looks quite composed at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell what's going on inside though, but yeah, if she's
Benefit of
either
not
fine with
having
this or
wounds, you don't have to hyperventilate.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, she's either just fine with this or she is keeping it buttoned down hard.
Okay.
I've made my statement. We're in an urgent situation, and I've been told to shut up about the bigger issue. So don't let this spread. Contain this. If you have a way of doing that, that's gonna have to do fine. And I'll look to Liz. Probably still sort of subtly reaching towards her hand.
No, I've grabbed onto that.
Okay, yeah.
There ain't no
I
subtle
know.
about
Ain't no
it
reaching
anymore.
at this point. You
Yeah.
got it.
Hang
Yeah.
on. Okay.
Phage looks at Les. You're the last voice.
I think we should see how this goes. She's seen a bunch and maybe deserves answers, but this isn't the time.
I don't think.
Right, well, that's very sweet. Now, get on with the ensorcelment so you can get your arses in here. I can't leave this door hanging open all day.
All right. And Phage turns around and steps back over to Paige.
Everything okay?
Okay. I just had to talk to them for a minute. Sorry to throw more movie quotes at you, but are you sure you want to take the red pill?
Jesus, fuck, girl.
Oh my god, that is not.
Adele is very disappointed. Jeremy approves wholeheartedly.
Aaron's a political science major.
Red pills are something entirely different. But anyway.
Ouch.
Fine. Yeah. No, look, if we're going to be together, I need to know what's going on.
And she kind of takes a breath, and the way that she speaks is almost like the words are coming to her, like they're not exactly entirely her own, but she's... Then, by the bonds of companionship between us, by the true name on my soul, I offer you the truest form of sight. For the time of a single moon, I offer this gift that you might see into the weird and understand the world in which I live. In exchange, I ask two things. I ask your silence on what you see. This world is hidden, and it must remain such. None who are not touched by the weird or who do not know of it already must learn of it from your lips. Second, I ask your favor, your true companionship, at least for this moon. If what you see beyond the veil of glamour frightens you, you are free to leave once the time has passed, but I ask you to stay and see, at least for this moon. All such pledges come with a cost, and the cost for breaking this pledge, for either of us, is pain and misfortune. Do you accept?
Sweetheart, look, whatever you need, and right there you can see something shift in her face. And she looks up at you.
Up, yeah.
Yeah.
A
A lot more up than normal.
I spend a glamour on a willpower.
Oh my
Wait
god.
for it.
Oh my god. And she takes like 3 steps backwards.
Okay.
Holy shit. What?
Welcome to the rabbit hole. Take a breath. Slow. Slow. Deep breaths.
I look over at Adele and just
What?
say, this girl is going to need a lot of therapy.
What is...
Don't we all? Deep breath.
And then she kind of glances around and you can tell she can see all of you now.
At the dead person, the
Shadow Man,
the shadow man,
the glass one,
bird person.
Big Candy.
What the absolute fuck is this about?
Like I said, welcome to the rabbit hole. It goes very deep.
Perhaps you can explain as we
Get
in
going.
before our way in gets so impatient that they no longer.
I've got to go try and save someone's life, but I'll explain everything I can when I get
All
back.
right, well, get back? No, I'm coming with you.
No.
The Goblin Market is not a safe place, but
Look,
I think that perhaps going with would be the safest option for all involved at this point.
all right. So, all right. Ground rules: don't talk to anyone that isn't us. Don't touch anything inside.
Also, as I bring up the right thing,
No violence. No
honor
dogs.
any deal that you make. Don't make any deal. Don't make anything that sounds like a deal. Don't say anything that's a, well, I will, or anything like that. You're not wearing a hat, so that's fine.
no, what?
You don't have a dog with you, do you?
No,
Okay, wonderful. And
you're
no-
missing Are you all right? Is your...
Oh yes, I've been murdered many times. It's nothing. Talk about that later.
Flowers.
So and no violence, and I believe
Don't-
that is everything.
Don't pick flowers.
Don't
Don't
pick
pick
flowers.
flowers.
Do not pick flowers. That goes with the don't touch anything, though. Really.
Okay, I'm gonna stay with Phage, and Phage will tell
That
me
is
if I'm gonna
most
do it.
advisable.
Okay.
Perfect. Let's get going, guys. We gotta
Yes.
go.
Mhm.
Oh, right. Yes. And Paige will just sort of draft alongside you, very close alongside you, Paige.
Mm-hmm. And Phage will very much just keep an arm around her shoulder and just keep her close.
And you guys turn to step forward. The gatekeeper kind of looks you up and down. Well, Jesus H. Muhammad Christ, it's about fucking time. Everybody inside. We need to shut this thing down. Come on, step lively.
Yep, I'm going ahead.
I'm going right behind her.
I'm going behind you.
All right. And everybody tumbles in through the chain link, and you hear the rattle of metal as it's reforming behind you. But you step through, and it's mostly just very thick grapevines and ivy that seems, as it looks from this side of things, with just a hint of rusty wire carried inside the fibers as the door shuts.
Damn it.
And in front of you, once again, is the wild, busy phenomena of the Goblin Market in Baltimore. Hulking, brutish guardsmen lumber past with their gargantuan arms, striking a very stark contrast to their tiny waists and legs. Squat hobgoblins scurry to and fro, kind of like a colony of termites almost, lifting, carrying, building, disassembling, stocking things. It's a frenetic madhouse in here, even more so than any other part of the hedge that you've been to. Almost immediately, Phage, you're accosted by a trio of short ones. Oh, you brought a mortal to sell, did you? Yes, we'll give you a fine price for this one.
Sale.
Yeah, well, if you change your mind, here's our card, and make sure you ring the silver bells 3 times, and we'll be on our way to pick up the merchandise, as it were. If you decide you're interested in it. All right.
Get
And
lost.
you just brush on past them. It's a wild cornucopia of population in here. Everything that you could possibly think of, and a few things that you'd never even considered. Where are you headed?
I am looking directly at Neo because now this.
Neo just kind of takes a deep breath, and the first thing that he does is he basically tries to feel out the place. He tries to take one big look to see if there's anything that sparks his interest in reference to what he's looking for.
Give me a wits and streetwise -2 because very unfamiliar environment.
Mm-hmm. And can I use a willpower for this?
Yeah.
3 successes.
Oh, because every willpower you use is one that you don't have to spend later. But with 3 successes, you're looking around, and the main thing that your eye lights on is a kind of lankier hobgoblin leaning on a very small, rickety wooden booth, kind of hung with that sort of red and white candy stripe thing type canvas that you'd almost affiliate with an old timey circus or something. He's wearing a very tall top hat, kind of cocked over at an angle, but the top of it seems to be frayed and popped up a little bit. He almost looks kind of like a cartoon character from an old steampunk comic or something like that. But he's got a jar sitting there. and a sign hanging on the front of this tiny, skinny little booth that says the guide is, and right now there's a thing that says in.
Is there anything I can hear coming from that direction?
He seems to just be leaning on one hand, kind of drumming his fingers, looking around, looking very bored. You can hear things coming from every direction. Shouts, cries, the sound of tent pegs being pounded into dirt, the bleats and squeals of animals from some direction. Every once in a while, a very low frequency, loud bell just tolls in the distance at no particular rhythm or interval that you can really pick out.
So my eyes point towards that direction. And then looking around to everyone, I nod my head and say, that way.
Neo,
And I begin
one second.
slowly.
Very well.
Neo, before we get any further into this, what's our merchandise?
Names. Very, very powerful names from
All right.
my past.
All right. You've got the merchandise. You want me to sell it?
I look Fade straight in the eyes. These are the names that you want to sell. Maximilian Petrucci.
As I type these up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah, just without the H.
Okay.
Antonio DiCarlo.
This should be an O, not an extra A. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Robin Cespedes.
I don't know how to spell that last name.
Cespedes.
Okay.
And with the last one, he kind of takes a breath and swallows. And Latoya Miller.
All right. I'll try and sell them and get them to talk to you. And you know the import of these names. But I'll remember them if I need them.
Thank you.
I should ask. We're using these as barter, as we all know. What happens on the occasion? Not saying it will, but what happens on the occasion that is not enough?
Intangible things. I don't know what that means, but that's what they want.
Memories, sensations, talents.
My question is, how far are we willing to go?
I'll give them Anthony Miller as well.
Do I know what the...
Can I try? Is that his legal name now or no? And would I know that being new to the Motley?
Anybody who's trying to get the significance of Anthony Miller can either give me an intelligence and empathy or a wits and empathy. Mira, you're at -2 for this for being as new as you are.
So I'm going to roll a chance die real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out Liz would be trying to figure out if names might be enough, like how much those would cost, I guess, like what the meaning of giving a hobgoblin a name might be, because I don't know.
Give me an intelligence and occult then, Liz.
And unless She's pulled away. Mira's still holding Liz's hand.
5 successes. Yeah, no, that's fine with me.
Stop taking all of our successes.
All right. Well, starting low and counting high. Lark and Adele, you know that based on you are fairly well certain that that is definitely still Neofly's true name.
Mm-hmm.
Liz,
Mm-hmm.
with 5 successes on an occult,
Yep.
you know that true names are a combination of power of attorney, social security number, DNA sequence, and anything else you can pretty much think of that way.
Got it.
As far as the true Fae are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Hobgoblins, I mean, still pretty potent, probably. Maybe not to the same extent that a keeper or one of the other gentry would be able to pull off, but holy shit balls.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
true names of people that are important to the individual.
True names of people that are important, damn.
Yep.
With 5 successes, very ethically questionable.
Yep. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, your own true name is your own damn business because it's you.
Mm-hmm. Who are they?
They're my past.
What? Who are they?
Like I said, they're my past. If the goblins are smart, then they'll take it. They don't seem to be pretty dumb. Let's get going. And he starts to walk.
But on the off chance that they are not, and they decide that is not enough, what else are we putting on the table? Because I'm assuming, based on what I understand, we are not leaving here without what we've come for. Which I am on board with, but we need to know in advance what we're putting down if we have to.
These names hold some pretty important weight. And the names aren't the only things they're going to be getting. Imagine one of the most dangerous criminal syndicates in all of America.
I'm not discounting the value of the names. I'm saying that the desires of creatures like this are capricious and there is a not 0% chance that they will have no interest in those. And then if we don't have another plan, we are left floundering, everybody tripping over each other as we often do to try and figure out what we offer and end up offering more than we should.
If we can't switch a name for a body, then we'll switch a body for a body.
Which body are
I'm
you
sorry,
going to
what?
offer?
No.
If either one of us gets out of here, it's definitely going to be her.
That is simply not acceptable.
That is actively not an option for us. We have sworn to protect you.
Pledges aren't an easy thing to break, Neofly.
However,
pledge aside, that's simply not acceptable.
That too. However, if Adele is absolutely right, we need to think of other things we could offer. If the names are not of interest, not enough, whatever, I can offer. If they're interested, they will be able to take it. I can offer an experience, a skill set of a kind of soaring, a kind of exhilaration.
That might be something. They definitely seem to, from what I understand from what you said, art, music seems to be something that they were interested in with Butterfly specifically. So anything relating to that might be of extra value.
Why don't we start with that?
Experience, sensation, memories.
I'm keeping an eye on Paige to see how she's following along, if she is following along at all.
Give me a wits and composure.
Why you gotta keep making me roll composure, man?
Because that's what it is to notice things.
Why not empathy?
Because you're not trying to. Are you trying to get a read on what she's thinking, or are you trying to see what she's doing?
I'm trying to get a read on what she's thinking. I'm trying to see how well she's following along the conversation.
Wits and empathy would be fun. +1, she's your girlfriend.
3 successes.
She has found herself in this is a mixture between Labyrinth and Hellboy 2: The Golden Army.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
She's very overwhelmed right now. She's at the point where one thing will catch her attention, she'll try and follow it, she'll lose it in the kaleidoscope of everything until something else jumps out at her. She's not quite having a lucid acid trip, but it's on the edge there a little bit. But she's staying very close to you. She seems to have gotten over her first shock of the fact that you're 2 feet taller than she thought and made of tusk. And
about an extra 100 or 200 pounds.
Right, yeah. And she's pretty much just got you by the elbow.
Yeah, and I'm keeping a constant source of physical contact for her.
Yes.
I'm not going to say what anyone should or shouldn't offer. But does anyone have anything in that field, in the arts or musics, that they would be able or willing to offer?
I can give them my past memories. I was extremely prolific as a musician in my past before I was taken.
Songs, performances, concerts.
Everything.
Here's the concern that I must address. Obviously, I think it is a given that we all know this, but in case it is not, when we say give, it's not you keep some. And my concern is the more of that side, pointing towards where the exit was, we give away, the less grounded in that side we are.
Is worth it to keep one of us if I am to give up a part of who I was, part of what I still am, for us? We're friends, aren't we? That's what friends do.
For ourselves, to save each other.
But remember, we're not desperate.
No.
We have a lot of things we could offer her, and we're offering what we think someone we don't care about is worth.
Yes, we're here, and we want Butterfly because she caught our eye.
Right. That's why I'm trying to figure this out in advance, so then we don't suddenly have to show our hand.
I'm gonna try and play this as very off the cuff, just sort of Neofly, you had something you were looking to offload, sort of that style.
I can follow that.
What it's worth, I think they said. But yeah, okay.
All right. Well, as long as we have a plan.
Mira.
Yes.
You're as damn good with words as I am. I might need your backup on this.
If we're about manipulating people,
that's what this is definitely gonna be. This is gonna be your time to shine. I'll open the door, but I might need you to help seal the deal.
I have an advantage in the not caring department by my very nature.
Oh, you make that sound so annoying, but I love it right now.
I mean,
Mira will sort of
I'm
look at
just
herself.
happy.
You have an affinity for. You have or look to herself, look to Adele, and Neo. Affinity for shadows, affinity for being better than other people. It's not very nice.
I'm
I didn't
I'm
choose.
just happy that you've acknowledged that your skill lies in manipulation. Shall we go?
Yes,
I
please.
didn't mean to ever deceive you about that. And yeah, we're going.
Ismos and gadgets, come get him here. Anything you could possibly need.
This is gonna drop Mira's hand.
Okay.
All right. Look interested in things that are
Um,
around you. Remember, we're not beelining for this one person. We're here to shop.
Yeah. Mira will sort of try and look to where Liz is going because she's
I'm not
still-
going anywhere. I just dropped your hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
I'm less panicking.
Yeah.
Millennial rats on a stick. Come get your snacks over this side.
Did
And
you
so-
show us the guide post, or was that it?
Neofly noticed it, but unless he's headed straight for it, I don't think anybody else has really done a survey of the area. If you want to, that would
No,
be a
I was
wits.
curious if that was something that had been verbally communicated. Sorry.
Okay, I don't believe so.
So while following Neofly, Phage is going to. She had said, look interested in the surroundings. We're not trying to look like we're beelining for Butterfly. So she's going to, while following Neofly, just kind of stop at some of the stalls and take an interest in things, and then, oh, my group's moving on. Sorry,
Yeah.
kind of.
Neil's kind of going to be doing the same thing, kind of, because he just wants to make sure he keeps an eye open just in case.
Where are we going?
Everyone make sure to look around and stay interested.
Where are we going?
Within
I mean, as far
eyesight
as you
of-
guys can,
Yeah, sorry.
as far as you guys can tell, this place goes on for at least a mile in any given direction, except back the way you came at the entrance.
Within eyesight of each other at all times, but let's not be all grouped together.
We're headed to the post. The tall one. If nothing else catches our interest that might be in relation to Butterfly, then we all head there. And we see what he has to offer.
Well, we're walking along looking busy and looking interested in things. Dell's gonna come up next to Neofly. Whatever stall or whatever the case. And just sort of quietly, Neofly dear, I need to. I realized that in that since just previously before entering the market, I have been saying many things that is probably not putting people in the best of moods. But I feel like these are things that need to be said. I am 100% on board with what we are doing here. I want to say that first.
Thank you.
But I am also very much open to, and I hope you are accepting of at least somewhat of a possibility that the person that we retrieve, A, may not be the person that you think that she is, or B, may potentially be a threat to us.
If either of those things happen, then I know that we'll find some way to take care of it. I understand your concern, and I completely thank you for that. But
Of course. I want you to be aware so that, I mean, it would not seem odd for me anyways. Or odd of me anyways. I am not that lacking in self-awareness. But that if I am somewhat distant and skeptical of your friend, it is not You understand exactly why. I am certainly not going to assume the worst right off the bat, but I will be keeping out the possibility, my eyes open to the possibility.
That's totally fine.
Wonderful.
As you guys are looking around, is anybody looking for anything in particular or just trying to see what catches your eye?
Butterfly wings, butterfly antenna.
I'm looking for anything that might. I realize this is kind of counterintuitive in the Feywild. Might give us a sense of order, direction, that kind of thing.
Okay. As far as order and direction go, there are occasionally signposts or direction indicators. None of them are written in English. In fact, several of them seem to be insects pinned to a board in a certain orientation or layout that apparently communicates something, but you're not entirely sure what. A few of them are like it's simply a rusty nail with like an animal paw or an eyeball hanging out of it, and you go if you look at them, it's definitely a fresh specimen, shall we say?
Huh.
There are some surprisingly large flies buzzing around at those sort of instances that seem to be taking an interest in the free organic matter as it's beginning to decay.
So, because Feywild and because previous experiences, but also because video game logic, by any chance do the flies like start to flow in a certain direction as like a guidance path?
No, they seem to be mostly interested in, hey, free blood.
We can't do a monster hunter. This is tragic.
I was hoping for the monster hunter glow flies.
I mean, a couple of them do glow, but those are the ones that land, drink blood, drink blood, drink blood, kaboom!
Fair.
Oh, it's, yeah.
Adele
and then a smaller version of themselves crawls out of the bloody viscera and flies away again.
Adele is mostly looking for I mean, she's basically looking just to look like she's looking for something. She is not coming into this expecting to buy anything. She is very much the person walking into the random department store casing the joint.
Okay.
But should she happen to find anything that is potentially related towards any of their current goals dealing with fetches, a photo of somebody with a cap that says, "Hello, I murdered Kalanag."
I mean,
or
you see
more
a few
subtle versions of that.
You see a few things that catch your eye. There's a scented candle stand. There's a random ass junk stand. There's an auto parts stall, which is weird.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or anything that would potentially relate to, based off what I know of mine and what I know of everybody else's, anything that might conceivably have a connection to somebody in the Motley's Keepers in some way.
There's a pair of ballet slippers, and you know that Gail used to be a dancer of some sort.
Gail's not in the Motley. Gail doesn't matter.
Gail's not in the Motley anymore, though. No.
So I think you know that Phage and Gail had the same keeper.
Yes, and you probably do know that.
Okay, I forgot about that.
The Phage is sort of using the wandering around and looking busy as a sort of a smoke screen while she is talking to Phage and just sort of giving her to Paige and just giving her something to focus on and sort of like giving her the basic primer, not any of the backstory of like Arcadia and Keepers, but sort of this is a goblin market, that's a hobgoblin, they trade in everything, and I mean everything. Don't talk to them, they will try and trick you out of something important, blah blah blah, sort of the basic survival guide for a goblin market.
Okay, give me a manipulation and occult, let's say.
And by important, we don't mean your iPhone.
Yeah.
There is a stall selling electronics equipment, very neatly laid out. Flash drives, iPhones, charger cords, power strips.
Do they have
Almost looks
the
like it's a Best Buy.
requisite, like absurdly long power strips or power cords?
So the power strips come in two sizes. One has three-prong outlets. The other one has about 16. 5 of which are like American standard, and the others are definitely international types.
Mm-hmm.
Phage, Paige seems to be...
And the one that plugs into turtles to siphon power from them.
Yes, the turtle slot. Paige seems to be keeping track fairly well. She's definitely doing the sort of self-filter, like mostly look at your feet as you walk, glance, try and see what's in the very immediate nearby area. Holy shit, that's weird, stepping a little bit this way, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely heavy culture shock.
There's a lot of history to get into, but this is not the best place to be giving you a rundown of how changelings and the entire system works.
Okay. Well, Chinese food here! Come get your Chinese food! Fresh from China! We're serving up all kinds of Chinese! Children, women, adults, and the like!
That was what I was waiting for.
I'm so glad that they actually were upfront about that.
Jesus, I had a feeling that was where that was going.
But Neofly, if you don't stop anywhere else ahead of time, your feet eventually lead you up to this tall, lanky hobgoblin with the top hat that's all tattered and whatnot, who's just sitting there drumming his fingers on the top of his jar. Well, what can I help you with?
Before I speak to him, you said that he was sitting in front of a booth.
He's kind of standing in a booth that is basically about 3 feet wide, which is only a little wider than he is, pretty much, in terms of his stance currently. The counter rises to about bank teller level, which is slightly below mid-torso to him. And he's just got about a quart-sized jar with a metal lid on it and a couple holes poked in the top. And the little sign there on the front of the stand.
And if there's any way I can look around, is there do I get the sense that there's another person there?
Nope, looks like just him.
I kind of look up at Phage.
And so Phage kind of swans in after he's like, sorry, don't mind my brooding friend here. We're looking for...
I can guide you throughout the market should you need. We can go to look for bits, baubles, trinkets, and toys. We can look for food, drink, libations, and morsels. We can look for memory, magic, secrets, and stories. We can look for tears, blood, teeth, and sweat. We can look for servants, slaves, companions, and pets. We can look for destiny, dreams.
That one. The servant, that one.
Oh, well, the flesh market's very well. How many of your company?
Look at the rest of the group. All of us?
You'll have to do the counting for me.
I spit out an accurate number because I don't want to count right now.
There are 7 of us.
7.
Wait.
There are 7 of us.
Wait.
That sounds wrong.
No, 6.
Jack's not a
6.
motley.
No,
I'm
six.
sorry. I counted the storyteller.
There's a human.
6 of us.
There's
Yeah.
a human.
Right.
6
Jack's
of
not
There
you.
are 7.
Very well. For 6 of you, I
Seven.
can.
Wait. Nope.
No, 6.
7.
There's 5 of us
There-
plus 1 mortal.
I'm sorry.
4, 5,
What?
6.
1, 2,
1,
3,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7.
7.
I was
There's a
right
mortal.
the first time.
Okay.
You
There's a
all
mortal.
psyched me out.
Oh, hey, Mr. Dell, is that you over there?
Oh,
No, it's
fuck
not.
me.
Is that a voice I recognize?
Oh,
Yes, you all recognize Clink's voice.
fuck
Do you like
me
me to
running.
deal with that?
What? Yes.
We know each other.
But-
Well, howdy, everybody!
um,
I didn't know y'all were coming to the to the
Oh.
market this afternoon. This is what they call quite fortuitous, I'd say. Never been here myself first, but this is quite an experience.
Are you here alone?
Yes, I am. I spawned right in. I got the information on where to talk to the gentleman. What opens the front door for you? And I decided to come in and have a look. This is
Oh.
quite a magical environment y'all got here. This is most impressive. I do. Oh, good afternoon, sir. What do you sell? I'm one of the market guides.
There will be 7 of us going to the flesh market. He pays that. Neofly pays absolutely no attention to Clank.
Oh, flesh market. Well, that sounds. Are y'all in the mood for some groceries? Is that what they're talking about? I
No.
Mira, please handle this.
Aaron didn't have any chance to talk,
Yeah.
but yeah, Mira will.
Clank, do you
Oh,
want?
hey, Miss Mira.
Hi. It's been a little while, hasn't it?
Oh, a couple days at least, I should say. Yeah, since we
slowly
got sworn in. And
slightly away from the rest of the group.
You're having a good time getting settled in.
oh, I think I'm doing pretty well. There's quite a few people to meet and lots of names to keep track of, but I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Oh, I understand you found a motley.
Yes, I did. Very, very courteous lady by the name of Gail has taken us in. We're all pledging summer court, and it's been oh, let me tell you, it's been a party and a half.
That sounds just great. I'm so glad you're getting.
Mira, why do you talk so pipily?
I'm so glad you're getting settled in. I don't see any of them with you. Did your friends not come?
Oh, they had some things to take care of, and I'd done my duties down at Fort already, so I had a bit of spare time on my hands, you might say. And when I heard that the Goblin Market was going to be opening, well, I say that was a bit like honey bacon in front of a bear, if you take my meaning.
I lean over to Liz at this point. I'm 96% sure that he is a serial killer.
Oh, he's
Okay. So
He's going to get. He's going to get himself. killed.
given my background, do I have
Mhm.
any sense of what I know about his interests, his disposition, having been around the same time? We know each other.
Mhm.
What sort of levers I have on him? What kind of things might pique his interest, push him in a direction?
Anything? Give me an intelligence and empathy roll.
Not manipulation and empathy.
No, because this is not an active. This is a
Okay, I'm
a
spending
glean.
a
This is-
willpower because this
Sounds
is
good.
monthly business. It's important,
okay.
and I don't have any dots in those things really.
You still have it on chance die.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Forgot to add your willpower.
There you
Thank you.
go. One more time.
Once more for all the marbles.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Hey, third time's the charm.
With 4 successes, he's very interested in anything paranormal, especially magical. especially if it has any sort of gadgetry function, charm, talisman type nature. He loves that shit.
We're not really going for the stuff that would interest you. Oh, if I'm honest, we've just got some boring motley business, which is. Don't tell anyone I said this, but I think it's very sensitive to Ufade. She's got a bit of a private rash.
Oh, well, I would not want to step on anybody's toes. No, Miss Mira. I was thinking that just...
Yeah,
no, I saw y'all and figured I'd say...
Some random soul that we saw while we were walking around. So if you're looking for things of interest to you, I will give some sort of glowing description of how fascinating this thing that we had to walk past because we're here on business and it's boring. And
yes, no, do not let me intrude on your necessary objectives tonight. I thought I'd just come in, have a look around in a nice, friendly environment, make sure that I got to take in all the sights and sounds, as it were, and
him the kind of fascinating description that he will glom onto and head in that direction.
Okay, give me a manipulation and either socialize or expression. Or sorry,
Aaron
expression or persuasion.
Really hoping this fucker can take care of himself. We're going with socialize.
Okay.
Manipulation and socialize. 2 successes.
Well, that sounds mighty fascinating. I'll have to go see what they have over there. Then, did you happen to catch the shopkeep's name?
I'm very sorry, I didn't. But
I'll pity that. Well, I'm sure I can work it into conversation. It's nice to start a sort of a friendly acquaintanceship relationship with somebody who's going to sell you some stuff. You can usually get a better deal that way.
Do be careful.
Oh, I shouldn't think it. I mean, look at all the nice muscular security gentlemen they have running around here. I'm sure I'll be just fine.
Just give him a smile and a wave. Fortunately, I already moved this conversation away from my motley, meaning they can't hear this.
Dang it.
Nope, it's true. So you guys just see Mira kind of take a step back. He gives a rather large and frantic, cheerful wave to everybody and then trots off in whatever direction he's headed.
Is Gale really the sort of lady
need to leave her friends to their own machinations on something like this? She struck me as quite strict. That's what I'll say as I walk back.
As you walk back? Yes. Dang it.
Liz, we've got an objective. We're going places.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this later, but for now.
So 7 of us.
Very well. I will need a singular artifact of the realm from each of you. Small, nothing of enormous portent or value, but... And he unscrews the jar of the lid and holds it out.
I'm sorry, you need what?
Something from your side of things.
A minor artifact of the real.
Right. I just didn't need it went for me audio-wise at that point.
Oh, sorry.
I pull out a cigarette box.
Okay.
Pull out a cigarette.
Oh,
I was going to drop a cigarette button there.
Lovely. Yes, quite acceptable, sir.
Thank you.
Who is next?
I drop one of the pennies that is almost certainly, because it is at the bottom of everything, at the bottom of a purse. My purse.
Oh, ritualized political talismans. Yes, always welcome. Anyone else?
Lark will take off an earring and put it in.
Good luck, charms. Fascinating. Who's next?
All my stuff. I don't have that much stuff anymore. What do I have?
You have stuff. Everything you had before.
You took like half of the junk out of my house.
How
do you not have stuff?
You said insignificant? Yeah. I just...
You have a radio.
No.
It's also not of the
That's
real.
also not of the real.
I don't. Well, this is looking at Dell's like, did you pick up the glass shards from the bottle you smashed on the ground?
No. I don't think I would have.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I'll drop in if I have like a
Oh, I know what Mira will do. She'll pull out a band-aid.
Ah, yes. Armor patchings. Wonderful.
I'll put like a screwdriver in there.
Oh, yes. An axle from a primitive vehicle. Fantastic.
It's a
Don't. Just don't.
Phage kind of fishes around and finds, how the hell did that get there? And she finds bits of broken glass from the bar that she had probably had to sweep up at some point, and it's just
Okay.
That works.
Ah, primitive slingshot ammunition. You don't see that very much. And the last. And he holds out the jar towards Paige, who thinks for a minute, and then just spits in the jar.
I give.
Well, you do me great honor, man. I take it you are the leader of this band. Fantastic. Well, let's go look at the slaves, shall we? And he screws the lid back on the jar, sits it in like a leather harness at his belt, and then just puts a hand on either side of the booth, pushes together, it folds up, and he lifts it over his head and just funnels it down into the hat, Mary Poppins style.
Of course it is.
This way, and stalks off through the crowd. His strides are extremely long. You guys are having to almost half jog to keep up. But after about 10 minutes walking, you start to see just cages and tents and tarps, and just this looks like the sort of place where you would have a zoo if the zoo was partially people and partially animals and partially things that were not either.
So we're starting to see actual like people in cages. Cages that might have people. Okay.
Yep.
So as they're walking, Phage kind of leans over to Paige and is just like, "You're good, but be careful with that one. Pieces of yourself make it easier to do magic on you, but fortunately spit should dry up relatively quick."
Oh, sorry. It's the only thing. I mean, I didn't.
At least you didn't give him any of your hair.
I mean, I thought about it, but that was, it would have been, okay, yeah, no, oh, sure.
Yeah, just be careful giving pieces of yourself to anybody in here.
All right. And you can see that sort of, oh shit, I didn't think about that kind of thing.
So once Paige is done with other stuff, Mira will sort of under her breath, but loud enough to sort of maintain their cover persona-ishness, give some comment of looks at some animal or something. I don't know if that one has enough dexterity for our use.
No, it's hard to tell if someone's a good singer by them inside a cage.
Well, I was more interested in the one that can play a mean fiddle.
Oh yeah, instruments. That's a good point.
Well, if you're looking for the artistic types, there are a few vendors that might suit your fancy. Follow me, if you please, one and all. Yes, this way. Walking, walking, walking. And he will guide you down between a pair of tents out to a much larger sort of pavilion. No walls on it, but it's almost kind of circus-like in nature with tall poles holding up a very long canvas covering. A few flags that are draped off of it serve as sort of a decorative identifying mark on this particular structure. And this one is pretty much just, it looks like a puppy mill, but everything that's in it is at least marginally humanoid. Changelings, hobgoblins, constructs, even few that are almost animal enough to maybe not be sapient, but for the most part, it looks like this is about one of the core elements of selling living persons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it sings or plays or has other artistic temperament, it's very likely you'll find it within this area. Now, unfortunately, it seems my services are needed elsewhere, and I have led you to the portion of the market that serves your purpose. So, here, allow me. And he holds out what looks like a coach's whistle on a lanyard. That should get you back to the exit. A bit of a professional courtesy, as it were. When you're ready, of course.
Liz is gonna grab for it.
Okay. I'll let Liz have it.
Yeah, that works.
Lovely.
Thank you kindly.
This is the musical ones. That should suit us well enough.
Good luck, all of you. It has been a pleasure being in your employ today. Do look me up again on your next attendance. Fare thee well.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanders away.
And Mira will sort of continue that somewhat coded, like, conversation of, oh, I think that one's too thin. The aesthetic is somewhat important.
Phage is playing along, and while doing so is trying to see if if Neofly is recognizing Butterfly anywhere.
I am trying to give Neo an opportunity to tell us which one we're here to rescue.
Well, this one, we should be in the lookout for something dainty. The floaty types are the ones that will pique our interest the best. Big eyes, antennae, if you will.
So, if you're looking for big eyes and antennae, I think I could help you there, sirs, ma'ams, others. Be pleased to give you a look-see around. And there's a very short hobgoblin wearing a pair of cargo shorts and a backwards baseball cap, and that's it.
It's Ness, but not.
You have something of interest. It's worth a look.
Well, we got ourselves a couple round here. Depends on what you be looking for. So, let's take a turn round the cages, shall we? And we'll see what might spark your interest, as it were.
Perfect.
Right then, this way. And he takes you on a little bit of a tour. It's a little off-putting, especially for people of your history, to hear individuals in cages being discussed as though they were used vehicles. But he's definitely got a little bit of that vibe to him. Despite being dressed nothing like a used car salesman, he's got a level of patter down, although his verbiage, his tenses, and his vocabulary are a little weird. He doesn't seem to sort of get the future past tense thing off very well. But after 3 or 4 stops, he brings you down to a line of about 3 cages, all of which have butterfly-esque inhabitants. One of them is actually a conglomeration of various insects. Looks like a butterfly-winged cricket, probably about 4 or 5 feet long, but with mantis arms to it, and the head of what seems to be more of a bumblebee than anything else. And it just gives kind of a little insectoid chirp as you come along, but it's basically an insectoid chimera, pretty much, of sorts.
I'm not gonna sleep tonight after visualizing that. Jeez.
Mira will play at letting her gaze last there for very long, like she thinks that one's of fairly high quality.
And then this next one down here might be a bit more your interest. Once she's, of course, presentable and paid for, we'll be able to let you interact with her on a more official capacity. But she will been here maybe. She's lives here for about 4 days now. But here she is. This butterfly right here. And there in a cage before you, Neofly, is Butterfly. Now, we be finding this little beauty out in the orbicular zones, right like a cat chat. Surprising the keeper ain't calling for yet. We already sending an envoy to the 6 most likely, per traditions, you know. Should be heard back at Gentry inside a day or two's, unless she's selling a Ford out, of course.
Well, this one actually looks really interesting. Don't you think so? You look over
Made
it.
for middle of the market. It's not a bad option, but
I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued by it. As I accidentally almost take on the seller's accent.
All right, let me see here.
What do you think, Neo?
you are
You're
muted.
Still
Yeah,
muted.
that's definitely muted.
Yep.
It might be hardware muted.
There we go.
Technical difficulties, yay!
Woo.
Nope.
Yeah.
Still nothing.
Dang it.
Well, in that case, that's where we'll go to break.
All right.
Well,
That works.
All right. So I'll be back.
Welcome back. So, as the Motley stands outside Butterfly's cage, dickering with a hobgoblin who apparently is the keeper of the merchandise here in the flesh market. What are y'all leading off with?
The last thing that Faye had said before we went to break was, "What do you think, Neo?"
I think she's perfect.
Really have enough antenna.
Well, it seems at the very least to have piqued our interest. So, shall we talk bargaining then?
Well, she's a right pretty tuppence, this one. Say I do run you a bargain on it. Yeah. And he kind of glances across the three of you that have spoken. I want each of you to roll me either resolve and composure or manipulation and subterfuge.
I'll take that second one, thank you. I will spend a willpower on this just because I need to knock it out in the park. Wow!
I'm going to spend a willpower, and I can spend a glamour on this because I'm a Ferris.
Yes.
That was 10 dice with 2 successes, which, to be fair, is mathematically average.
Pretty much. Slightly under mathematically average, but close.
Oh, 4 successes. That's lame.
You get better with less dice. Oh, you did
same number of dice. I just
5 successes. I spent a little.
Wow.
Hey.
Nice.
Well, I'll run you a bargain on it. All your memories of what you call the real side, pay a set. We'll set you up with a little shack outside the Edgeside Piedmont you can live in rent-free rest of your days together. Right, West Ashbury deal for you there, Sonny.
Nah. I think... Actually...
Oh, she's pretty. She's not worth that much.
No. But, Neo, you actually had something you were looking to offload. As I continue to accidentally take his accent.
Oh, thrifty one, ain't you? Hi. What's your talents there, Sonny?
Well, there are a couple. How could I come across this? Names that might pique your interest that are worth a lot more than the one that you have in that cage.
Well, that'll be for me to decide there, lad. But names are interesting. Hey, you got yourself an instrument there, don't you?
That I do.
All right, here we go. 2 of your names, say, assuming they're of decent quality, plus an original song each week for the next half century and 6 airs from the back of a Wingletinger.
Do I know what a Wingletinger is?
You don't, but you can ask.
What's a Wingletinger?
Oh, you know, Wingletingers. Walks like a man, runs like a wolf, turns weird every moon or so. Big nasty fuckers. But 6 airs from the back.
Werewolves.
If you want to be all crass about it, have some respect for the other beings what live in the same earth as you do, man.
Apologies.
Right.
Hey, no need for you to apologize. You're not the one that used the W word.
What do you think about that sort of deal, Phage?
I think we could probably trade a couple more names in exchange for those Wingletinger hairs.
I don't like
All
this.
right, but you still give me a good song every week for the next 50 years, right? And no covers. I want originals.
That'll be quite easy.
Huh.
Hey, you're actually... I mean, you're always writing. And I mean, a song is a song is a song.
Very true.
Long as there's no repeats, and it ain't nothing no other motherfuckers come up with.
Okay, can I make a... I realize that I am a dumb character, but can I make a roll to figure out the basic reason why this is a bad idea?
Like if you're trying to see what he's after.
Yeah, partly what he's after, partly like how logistically feasible is this deal?
Okay. Yeah, give me an intelligence and occult plus your weird, say.
Okay, so that intelligence and occult plus weird is a chance die. Yeah.
Phage would like to see if she can sort of ring him out for a better deal, if she has a way of reading that.
Okay. That would be
No.
wits and
Subterfuge or empathy?
probably wits and empathy. Yeah,
Wits and
would be
empathy.
your best bet that way. Yeah. Mhm.
Would I also be adding my weird or no?
Not at this point. No.
Okay. Well, I'll hold on to my last willpower for right now.
Would I be able to assist now?
3 successes.
Actually, you know what?
Is there a strong enough light in here for me to do panamancy?
No, there is not.
Okay.
So Mira, you know that there's a problem with that set of terms. You can't figure out quite what.
Mira,
But there's enough of a red flag for you that you're like,
Mira will sort of look at it. We're overpaying for. Actually, can I look at? This is something they're not going to judge me for. Can I see how injured she is?
yes, wits and medicine.
Fucking wits. Okay.
I mean, you
Yes,
could do
that medicine.
intelligence and medicine if you'd prefer.
It is not any better.
You got that medicine skill, though.
You're still on chance die.
Okay. Actually, I rolled a chance dice, so I have to re-roll that.
Yes, you do.
Sorry. But no,
No.
I can't.
Phage, as you're looking to try and see what he's after here, basically,
Mm-hmm.
he definitely is adhering to the line that the advice was following. He mostly wants intangibles. You're guessing that the 6 hairs from a werewolf is probably easily negotiated.
Mm-hmm.
You're also noting with and Paige actually kind of pulls on your arm a little bit.
I sort of lean in so she can whisper.
That's literally 2,600 original songs over the next 50 years.
And I sort of whisper back. The thing about it, though, a rhyming couplet's technically a song.
Okay, I guess.
But the problem I'm trying to.
But that's a long time for something to go wrong.
It is.
No, she doesn't have the ability to substantiate this, but you're asking a lot. And maybe she's good quality merchant.
She's a very fine piece. The merchandise at this one.
Small. There aren't that many antenna. If I'm quite honest, you said that there would be a way to more formally interact.
Oh, well, once the deal's done, then we'll pull the blinds off. We'll let her have her ear in back, and we'll release the bindings and such. At least, unless you need those intact to make sure she don't try to do a runner between here and the gates.
Well, actually, I mean, if we don't get any time to interact,
Sight unseen, how can we be certain that she's going to meet our
Oh.
specifications?
Oh, that's easy enough. Yeah. And he pulls something out of his you see he's got those big cargo pockets. He pulls a very long thorn out. And he goes over and he just jams it into the back of her calf. And there's this piercing note, clear, high, that just cuts through the entire market. In terms of sonic analysis, and torture and, ethical considerations be aside, Butterfly's vocals are still very much intact. He yanks it back out, and you can see now there's a jagged puncture in the back of her leg. It's bleeding a little bit.
With that wits and empathy, did I figure out a way to maybe shorten or bring down the 50 years of songs?
I mean, to be fair, that is almost as bad of a contract as what Xfinity requires. So come on. For the record, fuck you, Xfinity.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Paige, you're thinking possibly more names, or other intangibles that you can think of. The original songs, you're not entirely sure what form that would take, but your guess is that it would probably be, I've made a song, great, I'm pulling that out of your head, you have no idea about it anymore, we're keeping it here, come back next week, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, we could... Actually, tell you what.
I'm assuming I don't, even with the 0 successes on my medicine roll, I can tell that injured her.
Oh, yeah. And now that he's pointed them out, you can see that her arms are bound behind her with thorny vines that are definitely digging into the forearms a little bit. Her eyes are cataracted over.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not reacting to any of the speech that you guys are having very close to her cage. If she could hear, she would very easily be able to overhear you guys. She's not reacting at all.
I'll sort of lean over to her. To Phage. It's damaged merchandise.
You're not wrong. Tell you what. How about 3 true names of notable import and a once-in-a-lifetime experience?
Yeah. How long an experience?
Mira, how long do you think that one was?
Can I estimate, Jack? I think you know what I'm offering, but I can also specify.
For the audience, go ahead and specify.
Okay. Yeah. Mira's offering sort of what she remembers of her export. She was initially offering the talent, but if Phage wants to go for the experience, that works too. The sensation of flying and skiing and snowboarding from someone that was good at and invested in those
the adrenaline rush of extreme sports.
Yeah. Can I estimate a time frame on that if we're going for the experience?
If you're estimating a time frame, I mean, that's front to back. If you're giving the whole thing, you did that for a couple years fairly regularly. You're talking probably at least a conglomerate week, if not longer, of actual time spent on slope.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
More than a week, less than a month, probably. Total.
Yeah, if Phage presented it that way. A week's worth.
And just for player and audience notification as well, If you give up those memories, there is also skill that goes with them. That would be the equivalent of giving up one of your athletic stats.
The thing I initially suggested, I thought I was going to be giving up the talent, but giving up the memories would also be the skills associated with them. I understand.
Right. Yeah. Not all three, just one of your athletic stats, basically.
That is less than I was expecting, but yeah, sure. That, yes, I understand. I understand the mechanical implications of this.
Sounds good. Well, give me details on these names that you're offering, and we'll see what's what.
Yeah.
Latoya Miller, Maximilian Petrucci, and Antonio De Carlo are the names of 3 very prominent leaders of a crime syndicate known as the Purple Snakes.
Criminals, eh?
Some of the best, if I may say so myself.
Powerful, eh?
Very.
Got resources behind them, do they?
Many. Imagine a whole nation's worth.
So, like, 2 markets.
Yes.
Give me a manipulation and persuasion.
All right.
Does he get a benefit from me having set him up for this?
With you and Mira both working to help, I'll incorporate Mira's teamwork as the benefit, so you'll get 9 again on this roll.
Sweet.
And I am going to be spending a willpower on this.
Sure thing.
Two successes. Would I be
All right,
rolling
Gov. You got yourself a deal.
Perfect.
Come on over here. We'll get those experiences and names put down in writing and such like. Then we'll unlock this little girl, patch up that leg of hers, and see you on your way. Unless there's other musicians you want to go. That cricket thing is a pretty penny.
No.
I think one's good for now.
All right. Well, you keep old Obby's menagerie in mind next time you're looking for talented servants. What?
If she's quality, we'll consider coming back for other.
Well, I think you'll be quite pleased with this one. But as we go, and he starts pulling out sheets of parchment, paperwork, a little like lectern materializes from basically nowhere. Ink, quills, whole shebang, starts writing out contracts. But you fill in those 3 names. Mira, he has you prick your thumb.
Yeah.
And press a bloody thumbprint to a seal, basically a wax seal with a receptacle about an oval in an inch in length. And you feel that blood and all of a sudden memories and something even a little stronger than memory bleeds out of you. You're down 1 athletics dot.
Cool. For lore roleplay, do I understand what I've lost? Sort of, I still know that I gave up this at the market, or no?
You're aware of what you gave up. Yes, you have the memory of giving it up. Yeah. But try as you might, if you try and think back to those times, it's there's a blank there.
I just wanted. I understand that I helped pay for this.
Yes, absolutely.
Mira wants to know, can she hold this over Neo's head later?
Really? Not exactly. It. Look.
you just gotta. Sometimes you just gotta keep your receipts.
Yeah. Keeping receipts is
I'm
good.
trying to know how much of a blank spot I have in my current memories, not my past ones. Cool.
Right.
Yeah. So do that.
And then he will grab part of the air in the between the bars of Butterfly's cage and twist his fist about 90 degrees. And 3 of the bars just kind of clunk down. They're made of wood, and they just fall limp and inert to the dirt. He reaches in, grabs her shoulder, pulls her out, pulls out a rusty pair of what look like pruning shears and goes clip, 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 and those thorns drop free from her arms. And grabs her by the jaw, squeezes her mouth open, fishes something out of his pocket and sticks it in, holds her mouth shut with one hand on top of her head. She swallows almost reflexively, and you see the abrasions and piercing on her forearms close up, heal over. Maybe some very minor scarring. Same with the injury on her leg. All right. Well, and then he traces a series of gestures around sort of the front of her face and the sides of her head. She'll be able to see and hear again once you get on the other side of the gates. You want a leash? Complimentary.
Useful enough.
Why not?
Complimentary, I'll
Sure.
take.
Right then. And he goes and he literally gets a hangman's noose made out of some paracord.
Of course.
Slides it over her head, cinches it up, slips 2 fingers in, safety conscious, and then holds out the end.
I will take it because I am the one who has the apathy to be the evil one.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well,
yeah.
it's been a pleasure doing business with you, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
Hobbies Menagerie. Be pleased to have your business again anytime in the future.
All right.
Thank you,
Look,
kindly.
we'll consider you.
All right. Best of luck to you. Enjoy the market. Cheers, mates.
I'll take her sort of by the side of the arm as well as having the leash and try and start guiding her in a direction.
And then as we're leaving, I sort of lean over to Liz. We need to get out of here quick.
Mm-hmm. I'll actually, as Mira is holding her, I'll actually grab her by the hand.
She's marginally responsive. Seems to be fairly apathetic at this point. You grab her by the hand and she sort of tentatively holds on as well.
Okay.
But she doesn't interlace fingers or squeeze or anything. She's just sort of like, oh, my hand's being grabbed,
Looking to Liz because she's got the way out.
We need to find Clink
Why?
because he's in here alone.
We're nowhere near the entrance. Where we found Clink was near the entrance. That whistle gets us back to the entrance.
Okay. I will blow on the whistle.
Okay.
If Clink is in here alone, that means one of 2 things. Either A, it's a Clink problem, or B, he has his own way out.
Mira will. I know it's hard, but we all came here with the expectation it wasn't going to be easy. We've got what we wanted.
If we see Clink by the entrance, we'll get him out.
Do we have
Okay.
to?
Gail should take better care of her motley members.
Oh, think of the fact that we can hold this over Gail's head if we rescue her motley member from the Goblin Market. Think of it, Adele.
Okay.
Let's go rescue Clink.
I see I am overruled. Again, conversations later about sticking to our priorities. But okay, if that's what we're doing
that
this
is
time.
leaving is priority, particularly since
Look,
we
I
never
just
know when the
this.
other.
I don't want anyone to take it.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't necessarily know if the other potential buyers are on their way and may arrive at any moment. So leaving is of
Blows the whistle.
paramount
Yeah.
importance.
Okay.
If
So-
we can get one over on Gail, then yes, absolutely, on the way.
So, Liz, you blow the whistle,
Mm-hmm.
and a single spray of water, very fine mist, just comes out of the hole, catching what little sunlight is filtering through the dusty nature of the market. There's a bit of a sheen of rainbow on it, but no noise.
That's pretty.
And as you look, the teeming masses of crowds somehow have parted to the point where you'll see somebody walking across. They get to the gap, they vanish, and then a split second later appear on the other side, still going the same direction. It's as though space has stretched suddenly, and it kind of winds circuitously through the market.
Yeah, I'll follow that.
All right.
Head that
I
direction.
assume we're all headed that way then.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye out for Clink if we can grab him by the arm while we're passing by.
So, Liz, you start walking this way, and the rest of you watch as she just heads off through the crowd. Somehow, which looks very normal to the rest of you, but she's just threading a perfect line, cutting with timing that you would think was preternatural through the very shifting aspects of this. If you're trying to follow her, that will be a intelligence and dexterity roll.
Okay. Do I have any penalties for being essentially having a person with me that I have to
You'll have a -1, but you can spend a willpower if you want.
Would that change because I'm also holding on to her?
Oh.
No,
-2.
because you can't see it.
Okay.
Oh, you mean for you? No, you'll be at a. If you're trying to keep in contact with Butterfly, you'll also be at a -1 Neofly, but you can spend will.
So I'm only at a -1, not -2 for having to take Neo and Butterfly. Or
No, you're only at a -1.
Yeah, I'm spending a willpower.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll that again because I was still on 9 again.
Oh yeah, and you shouldn't have the -1, or I mean the 9 again. Yeah, you're right.
1 success.
1 success. Okay.
2 successes.
Okay.
1 success.
1 for Lark. Phage and Adele.
I can tell you right now, Phage isn't going to be able to make that one.
Right, you have at least 2 dice.
I have 1 die because I will also have a -1 for holding on to Paige.
No, Paige is going to be rolling her own.
Okay. Well, no, I'm not going to be separating myself from Paige.
All right, then you'll still be flat because Paige is not like.
Paige is not blind and deaf.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just 2 dice. No successes.
1. God damn it, dice.
Okay, and then Paige. Where'd she go? There she is.
Paige is guiding Phage.
I was going to say, Paige is guiding Phage, actually. She sees somebody she's grabbing onto, and she's like, yeah, you're no good at this. Follow me. So you guys managed to draft Liz, who is walking quite rapidly and weirdly with an objective in mind, which is, she's not like wandering off for doing it. She's like, boom, beelining for the exit. Anybody who's looking for Clink can give me Wits and Composure -1.
Yes.
I'll look. Why not?
I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, you're not expected to. You have other things.
1.
I'd like to use willpower if I can.
2.
Yes, you can.
Okay. 2. So +2.
Oh, -1.
Oh, 1 success.
1 success.
Okay. Oh, and I need
Still
to roll
2.
a couple things for him.
Okay, so the problem is if we find Clink, we're gonna have to explain this, and we don't want to explain this. Not in a goblin market.
No, I don't feel like.
Don't
we have
worry,
to
I'll explain it.
That's the thing is, I don't feel like we have to explain it. I just feel like I feel like everything's just meh, and then Liz will explain anyways.
Yeah, that would be bad.
I hope she's explaining while we are walking towards the exit.
Depends on how he is.
Link's on a roll today, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep
Good.
imagining that Jack has two separate Clink character sheets, and one is whispering all the rolls, which is his actual stats, which are ridiculously high because he's evil, and then the other set is
He's not evil. It's my favorite.
he is 100% evil.
Oh, that last one. This is going to be great. Okay. So, for those of you that looked for Clink, we got a couple, 2 successes from Adele, one
2.
from Liz,
One from Mira.
one from Mira. So, roughly at the same time.
Lark also had 2.
Oh,
And
and
Vega.
Lark also had 2. Yeah, so yeah. Roughly at about the same time as you guys are getting closer to the gates. In fact, you are right about to where the barrier is. And you see Clink standing there with his arms full of something, wearing nothing but his boxer shorts.
Mira,
Good
My
man.
God.
Mira will look to Adele. Would you like me to deal with it, or would you like me to keep
Hi.
holding the leash?
I've
Oh, hey there.
listened.
Hey there, Miss Liz. Oh, yes. Hey. Did you make a new friend there?
No.
Yes.
Say that.
Yep.
No, we found an old one. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's get going.
Exits that way.
All right. Yeah. No, I'm trying to get this thing done, but there seems to be a little bit of a glitch in the door or something. Or maybe it's just my hands are full and I haven't. And you see him kind of scraping at the chain link with his elbow.
No, you have to do.
Pretty sure it's right in here somewhere.
I have to do. And can I enact? Can I like scrape my finger on one of the links and do Pathfinder to open the door or to open
Yes,
the
you can.
gate? Yep. All right. So I will do that. Does that spend?
Okay.
No.
Find the path.
Find the path. Yep. I want to open the gate so we can get out.
Okay.
So is that
is or Pathfinder? Yes.
Yes.
Intelligence and weird.
okay?
You have not met the catch, so you will have to spend a glamour.
Okay, I'll do that. Let's see. Catch, intelligence, and weird, which is 2 now. And can I use willpower on that?
Not on this contract
Okay.
at this point.
Cool. All right.
I will give you a +1, however, because you have seen this gate open once before.
Okay. All right. So that's +3. 4 successes.
Yes, this gate is open.
Yep. So yeah, you reach, grab, push that glamour in to get that sort of knowledge innately of how this chunk of the hedge functions.
Mhm.
And just a square of it sort of burns away with sparks and a smoky smell and just boom, falls forward, leading out into an alley in Baltimore, where a hobgoblin wearing way too many clothes for as warm as it is and with a hat pulled down over his ears. Ah! Yeah, well, you all came out then, I guess. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. No, just step on through. I'll close it up again here in a bit.
As I walk through it, I already have my phone out,
Okay.
and I am sending Gail a text.
So Clink steps through, and you see he's got his arms full of just what looks like mostly junk.
Actually, no, I'm just sending the text.
What's
Well, I definitely got myself quite a handle. I had to pay a bit of a steep price for it, but
what did you
when.
get?
I got this here curling iron, which has some neat little aspects to it. I got a spoon, salt shakers.
I assume we have all exited at this point.
Yep.
All right.
Do
A
any
bit of a road atlas, snow globe.
Do any of them look particularly interesting to me? Also, being interested in the occult and strange things.
I'm gonna
What
try
do
and
they all look
get like to a corner of the alley and slide the rope off of the lady's neck, because that's not a thing that's normal in the... I don't know how much of that is covered by the mask, and I'm not gonna risk it.
So Mira, as you step through...
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Suddenly you hear an intake of breath. And Butterfly's hands go to her neck. She yanks on the rope, throws it off, and just sort of steps back.
I still had I had an arm on her, right? Hand on her, right?
Yeah, I was holding her hand as well.
I'm gonna try and make sure she's fully out of the door.
Mm-hmm.
Give me dexterity and athletics. Anybody who's trying to maintain contact or direct Butterfly's movement at this point.
I would recommend that Neo actually.
Yep, I'm doing that.
Teamwork this in one way or the other.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you taking point or are you being backup, Mira?
I am trying to look at what that means because it's in the seeming blessings. Or Kith. Oh, it's in the Kith stuff. That's why I couldn't find it. It's under the other things I can do. I probably should take point. Like,
go ahead.
Yeah. Because a plus 2, I know you have more dice than me, but a plus 2 is better than 9 agains in most situations.
Very true.
Yeah. So you can roll dexterity and athletics plus 2.
And can I spend a willpower on this or no?
Cool. And that's just Mira that gets the plus 2?
Yes. Since it's a team roll, there's only one roll that's made and Mira's making it, but she gets a plus 2 to it.
Which means I have 5 extra dice. 2 successes. God damn it.
All right. So you guys go to sort of direct Butterfly, but she is just barely quick enough to be out of your reach. And she throws herself backwards against the wall on the opposite side and is just looking frantically around.
As long as she's not headed, like, falling back into the hedge.
No.
Or running frantically for open spaces.
That too.
Yep.
As she glances across, looking at everybody, and then her hand just sort of rubs up and down the side of the wall behind her. And she looks, and she turns and just starts rubbing her hand across the wall like she's fascinated by this material, whatever it is, just these bricks that are here that she's touching, looking up and around.
We need to go.
As she's doing that, I'm just going to just say, Butterfly.
Thank you.
Tap, 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 tap. Well, she seems lovely.
Welcome to Baltimore, Butterfly.
Smells like home. Smells like garbage and sweat and heat and tar and water and wind. It doesn't smell like leaves. It doesn't. It's like sky.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe you know our friend Neofly.
And she turns, and for the first time, she sort of looks at Neofly. Takes a step forward. Reaches out to sort of touch his face.
I let her.
Gives a little bit of a smile.
He smiles back.
Then she throws her arms around you, pulls you in, hugs you, kisses you on the cheek, and just holds you for probably 10 seconds.
Oh, no, he does. And this is like for the first time where if the Motley is paying attention, you can actually see tears welling up in his eyes. And he kind of starts like just slowly but audibly just like crying. Because he's so happy and relieved to see her on the other side.
Phage just kind of holds Paige really tight.
He holds you back.
Adele hits send.
Mira's just
and you see Clink off to one side talking to Lisp. Yeah, and this flash drive apparently, or with thumb drive or whatever the gentleman calls it, apparently you can read a whole computer with this thing, but only once. So that's going to be interesting. And this curling iron apparently will never fail to burn a nice chunk out somebody's hair if they use it. So that's going to be funny.
Adele would like that.
This is my shit.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but you should let her borrow it. Let people borrow stuff.
Whose hair does Adele want to burn out?
No, not Adele. Sorry, Gail. I misspoke. That was me.
Okay,
Laura,
I was gonna say. I thought you were trying to get her to
Gail.
get
Never
him
mind.
to give it Adele to use on herself. Like I'm standing right here.
Also, you're already a corpse, so it was kind of not like
that was me messing up names. That was no Gail. She'd probably.
Maybe maybe she's got that.
What? Cool. I'm looking.
Yeah, if I give it to Gail though, I'll have to do something about the handle. And he turns it, and you can see that the word "bitch" is scratched into the handle of this curling.
Yeah, no, I think you should leave that.
So, for the record, the text reads, "Hello, Gail. Found Clink in the special market looking for a way out. We got him out. You're welcome. We'll be in touch. Winky face heart."
That's going to be fantastic. Oh, and I got these stickers too.
What are they stickers of?
All of them say something along the line. There's about 7 stickers on this sheet. It's kind of torn apart at the top, so you're guessing there were probably more on it at some point.
Yep.
And they all say things like asshole, skank, dipshit, stuff like that.
Amazing.
Oh boy! All right.
I didn't know that the goblins were busy shopping out the shore store. That's hilarious.
Clink does not look like he gets the reference at all.
Oh no! This was just me talking.
Oh, okay.
I'm too busy crying tears of joy.
With everyone else distracted by their various happiness, smugness, and/or jealousy, to Lark, we really probably should get going. We're out, but not by far.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, let's get everybody somewhere else, shall we? Clink's kind of in his briefs.
Clink's on this side. We've done our part. Let's go. It's nice talking with. It's nice to see you again.
Oh, pleasure's been all mine. Yes, no, I'll just have to keep to. I'd hate to get up on an indecency exposure.
Yes, goodbye.
Actually, I'll whisper to Adele. Do you want to sell Gail the location?
No. I don't want to push things too much. You start slow and then you build.
I just don't want another one of us in jail. You can understand that.
Oh, that's a valid point. He's on the corner of blah and blah. Right now. And then the next message is, right now, I don't control if he goes somewhere else.
Look, I have some priority.
Okay,
let's go.
So you guys begin escorting your motley plus the 2 extra individuals that you have in your company currently. And as you leave, you hear kind of a rustling sound behind you in the alley. But your vehicles are there in front of you.
Wait, what's the rustling?
You can turn around and look if you want.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
No, I'm looking.
So you turn around and you see Clink pulling a scrap of probably a good 4 feet by 6 feet of very tattered, soiled sheet plastic out of a dumpster. And wrapping it around his shoulders. Kind of looks down a little bit. It makes a symbol, and all of a sudden the thing shrinks to his form. And he's got basically a rough poncho, but no hood, and it only reaches about his knees. But it's fairly opaque-ish plastic, minus the rust stains, you know?
Cool.
And then he picks up all his junk and just starts dashing off down the alley the other direction.
Okay.
Good luck.
He's okay. He'll be fine. Okay.
He stops, looks over his shoulder, gives you a wave and a thumbs up, and then keeps on hustling.
Yep.
We keep moving.
Well, I lean
everyone into the cars.
I lean over to Paige. Welcome back to the real, by the way.
This is going to take some getting used to, sweetie.
I figured. I'll give you some history lessons later.
Can I get my phone out of your motorcycle first?
Yes.
Thank you.
Company being our company being expanded to what it is, perhaps the group house is not the best of choices at this moment.
We want to swing by the club. I mean, it's not open, so it's free space for us.
Let's not bring. That would be. We need to talk, but I think we had best not. Let's go to my place.
That works.
All right.
All right. So you guys get in the vehicles. Paige has gotten her phone. Butterfly gives Neofly another kiss on the forehead and goes in whatever car is assigned.
The smoker's car, because I'm not going. I at this point still have yet to let go of her hand. I haven't let go of her hand.
Yep.
I will attempt to get in that car, even though I don't usually go in that one.
Okay. So who's in the smoker's car besides Adele, Neofly, Butterfly, and Liz?
That's actually fine. That's enough because we could maybe fit one more if somebody really wanted to. Because normally
Paige, I assume, are on the motorcycle.
I think I still have the keys for the other car, so I'll take the other car.
Okay.
Lark will go with Mira.
Okay.
All right.
And then Paige.
So what's going to happen on the ride over? Anything of note, or are we saving that until we all get there?
Liz is going to. I assume it's like mid-afternoon at this point.
No, it's past. It's basically sunset at this point.
Dang it! All right, are there bright lights that I can look at? I need to.
There's street lights and occasional headlights. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I will stare at one of those and then attempt to see if this was a good bargain. I guess because Liz is not sure, and this is slightly terrifying. And she took a chance on telling Neo to do this, so.
Okay. Give me a. I want to say that's wits and composure.
I think it usually involves my weird, doesn't it?
No, because it works functionally. It works the same as the common sense merit.
Okay.
Cool. Let me just check and make sure I've got the right. Yes, wits and composure.
Okay. Did it roll? I don't see it yet. I thought I rolled. Give me a sec. Let me try that again.
Okay.
No.
We'll take whichever one shows up first.
Okay.
Nope. Right. Well, they were both the same anyway.
All right. 3 successes.
With 3 successes, you made it a deal.
Uh-huh.
You got what you wanted. The price was steep, but not punitive. It's not going to turn out like you expect.
Okay. And I'm just going to stare at her the whole time. And then also, like, just... I want to poke her, like, just in the elbow. Like...
Of course!
What?
The
This is how I
butterfly
greeted
spends most of the
Adele. I
time.
described.
Actually,
Neofly,
hold on.
you've got a hold of her hand. Let me
Oh,
give
I
you
do.
guys a little background on what's happening. Neofly, you've got a hold of her hand, which she's letting you hold.
Mhm.
She's looking out the window the entire time, though.
Mhm.
Like, whatever has her attention, wherever her focus is, most people focus on what's closest to them immediately and then go out. She is starting out and working her way in.
Wait, just to be clear, is everybody else in the back seat and I'm the only one in the front?
I would have assumed that Liz would have taken shotgun because I'm not leaving.
No, I wouldn't have. I would have
Yep,
tried
okay.
to get in the back.
Yeah.
That's fine. Meanwhile, in the front, Adele has reached over to the console, opened it up, pulled out another mini bottle,
Yeah.
Oh
closed
my
it.
god.
Been drinking and driving. Yes.
Or changelings.
You
If we
at
get
least
arrested,
have a paper bag to put that in, young lady.
they're like these little tiny, like they're single double.
They're like the shot and a half, right? Yeah, they're
Yeah.
the shot and a
Yeah.
half, like the 1.5 ounces. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't use paper bags for those because by the time you're done with it, it's been like 20 seconds and you just wasted
Yeah.
a paper bag.
Right. And those you can usually just slide under the seat so that they rattle around down there for about 8 months before you remember, oh shit, I shouldn't make it look like I've been drinking in my vehicle.
No, yeah, like she'll down it and then she will hand it back over to Liz because Liz likes weird things, and that way she's being petty about the other bottle.
Okay, so this, you have a tiny glass bottle, empty
Oh.
glass bottle.
Thanks. I don't look at it. I'm still like, this is just fascinating. I also want to make sure like she's okay, probably.
And what is it that Adele's drinking, by the way?
It is. I was literally just in the process of looking
Let
something
me
up.
add
So
this to my
give me
gear.
do that thing, and I will tell you.
Okay. What, Aaron?
I said if we wanted to segue to the other car, well,
Yeah, we can do that real quick. Mirror and lock.
Mira's driving, only slightly shaking.
Okay.
You've been with them longer than I have.
Yeah.
How possible do you think it is we're going to actually have a conversation without someone walking out?
Probably not very.
I think I have ways to convince almost everyone else. What can I do to convince you not to walk out if we're having a conversation?
I mean, I'll sit through it, but it depends on what's said. I have no guarantees that I won't walk out in the middle.
Is there anything I can do to secure a guarantee?
Nope.
We are the worst people. Absolute worst.
You are. Give me a Mira, give me a, let me look here real quick. Intelligence and weird.
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, Lark's like, nope.
And I am dumb as a box of bricks. So,
Okay.
Just continue panic driving towards Adele's house.
Sounds
So-
good.
Having looked through the available options of what is available in mini bottles, I have to say the gothest thing I could find was Jägermeister.
Yes.
There is no way it's not Jaeger.
That's fantastic. I
Just a
support
mini
you
bottle
guys.
of Jaeger.
Yep. That's brilliant.
At least until she
Absolutely.
just gets tired of the time it takes to deliver them. And then she just starts pouring her own into the bottles that she has. In which case it'll be like a snake bite or something. But no, for now.
Right. Okay. So, if I recall correctly, you are given. So, Liz, you are given a very small bottle
Mm-hmm.
that smells a bit like black licorice,
Mm-hmm.
but is empty.
Thanks. I'm gonna I look down at it. Okay. This is a
And-
gift. I'm so excited.
And it definitely smells of alcohol as well.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I don't think she gets it. And I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep just like what is she? I'm trying to figure out like if she's like Adele and Neo or like more like Skilly, I think.
Figure out Kith.
Yeah. I'm just trying to
Okay.
figure out about her.
While poking her in the elbow.
Yes, just yeah. I'm
Okay,
just
so-
this is
You are seated
Mhm.
with Neofly in the middle and her on the other side. So you're
Oh, she's on
reaching
the other
across
side?
Neofly. Yeah.
yes.
He's got a window seat.
I
Right, so
just-
Neofly, you just see Liz's hand come across your vision, sort of out of the corner of your eye, because you're probably watching Butterfly mostly, and just sort of go for just a finger, go for the elbow.
Uh-huh.
Boink.
I grab her by the wrist and squeeze with a
Ow.
vice like grip.
I was just trying.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Get your hand off me then.
And I just push her hand away.
I'm gonna continue to stare at her.
Okay. Give me an intelligence and occult.
Okay.
Up front
Ugh.
in a very dry but typically soft tone. Children, I swear I will turn this car around and drive us right back to the goblin market.
I help find her. 2 successes.
Looking at her, trying to read her general deportment and stuff, you'd say she's got more in common with Lark than anybody else in the Motley.
Okay. Cool.
She is wildly gorgeous, like very striking features.
Uh-huh.
She definitely looks a little ragged. She's dressed in basically a dirty half-length smock.
Mhm.
But there are a pair of slits cut in the back, and you can see these butterfly wings that are sort of tightly curled right now, very unnatural, unlike any real butterfly's wings would be able to do. And she's sort of just leaning back against them very slightly. Pair of antennae that sort of curl out and kind of sweep back and down a little bit. And if you sort of twist to just look at the mask, basically she's got this pulled back hair that just sort of falls very straight with a faint little bit of wave towards the ends of it over her shoulders. Her eyes are slightly compound, but just the pupils. She's got normal human eyes, but you can see the compound aspect just in the black in the center. And those antennae just kind of follow back the curvature of her head, but she's got, even in her mien, she's got actual, like what you'd call human hair falling down over her shoulders a bit. There's a very faint feathering around the edges, the fringe of, you would say, of her fingers. Sort of the sort of insectoid like hairs that kind of grow out on most insect bodies, especially those that have pubescence to them. That's mostly what you can see right now. Little bit of faint iridescence to the skin that matches the iridescence on her wings.
She's pretty. Can I tell how she's doing, like, emotional-wise? If she's, this is shock right now, but like, I don't know how much.
Give me a wits and empathy -1.
All right.
Is she still looking outside?
Yeah.
Basically, Neo is just gonna be looking out in that same direction. She's just going to ask, "It's beautiful, isn't it?"
How many lights?
It's
Brighter.
quite different. Mm-hmm.
Brighter than I remember. I don't remember a lot.
Well, hopefully we can try to figure some things out once everything gets situated.
All right. What's that smell? It smells like herbs.
It's a wonderful substance that I'm sure you will enjoy very much, as many of our kind do, in order to cope with where we've been.
All right.
My
Give me
God,
some.
she's going to burn herself, you idiots.
Give me some.
All right. I pull out a cigarette and light it.
Oh, that one.
Yep.
She kind of wrinkles her nose. That's not what I smelled.
Smells weed, guys.
No.
From where?
No, I'm kidding.
Reach over the console, open up. What, you think I only have one mini bottle in there? Reach back.
Grabs it. I remember. And she twists the bottle cap off. And takes a sip. That will take some getting used to.
Mm-hmm.
Takes another sip. Everybody else now.
I'll take it and just quick. Not taking the whole thing.
Yep.
look at Liz to see if she.
I'm just staring. I got 3 successes. I don't know.
Butterfly is back on the window.
I will hand it back to Adele.
No, she didn't. Her.
Yep. I will grab it and I will drain it.
There's about half a shot left in there, probably.
Okay, yeah,
Cool.
I will drink it. Yep.
Good, because Adele is going to say, I already had mine. I limit myself to a 1 mini bottle per moment behind the wheel.
Liz, with your 3 successes, you would expect more shock.
Mm-hmm.
You would expect a harder. She is, in the more mundane sense of the phrase, she is very fey right now.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep staring.
Yeah, she's focusing very well on things. She doesn't have that sort of haze glazed look.
Mm-hmm.
She's not struggling. She's just absorbing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really get a feel for what she's thinking, but it's very evident that the gears are turning, and honestly, faster and sharper than you would have really assumed. But not in an analytical sense, more in a processing sense.
Okay. I drank
Look at all the pretty colors.
Yeah.
And right about now is when everybody's pulling up to Adele's house.
Okay.
Cars are parked. People get out. Paige is like, wow, this is a nice place.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked kind of creepy and shitty on the outside. It's just
yes,
big.
it does, but it's big.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Adele. I don't know how she does this.
That's a long story that I don't trust certain members of the people that are around me at this particular instant to explain. So, inside everybody?
Most definitely.
Wonderful.
Yes, thank you. And Paige will follow Phage. Butterfly will pull away from Neofly about halfway up the walk and just crouch down next to one of the bushes in the landscaping.
You all right?
Then
I hear something.
I'm gonna try and listen to what she's talking about.
Same.
Give me a wits and composure.
Okay. I'm
It's
curious.
a cicada.
I don't know. There's a lot of things to listen to. 5 successes.
You stop and listen. You can hear a cricket
It's a cricket.
just kind of chirping
Two
quietly. Yep. It takes you a little longer, Neofly, but there's a faint. I mean, there's a number of animal noises, mostly insect and amphibian in nature right now, but it sounds like and then you can narrow down. There's a cricket somewhere in that bush, kind of chirping.
Oh, it's just a cricket. Nothing too serious.
He holds out a hand. And there's a moment, and then the cricket hops out into her hand. She picks it up, just looks at it, reaches out a finger and starts stroking the carapace on the back. It chirps. She closes her hand, puts her other one on top of it, and walks down to the street.
I follow.
Same.
Sticks her hand down the storm drain and then pulls it out empty. That's a large house.
Yeah, it is.
And she takes off at a dead sprint straight for the front door. Pushes it open, dashes inside, and you guys just all hear bare feet going upstairs.
I mean, did she wait until I unlocked it and opened the door first? Or
I'm
is
assuming you guys had, in the time that the cricket episode took, everybody else had gotten up. I'm assuming.
Is there a butterfly-like Looney Tunes silhouette in the door?
No.
Uh,
By this time, everybody else had already gotten inside. No.
Okay.
I'll start to walk inside.
Wait.
You're after her?
Yes! She's going to the attic!
Give me a wits and composure. I'll give you a +1 since this is your house.
Okay.
Oh, Mira's trying to say something to Butterfly before they're just both gone.
I hate you, Dice. Wow.
You can try, but she's not stopping.
No, yeah. If she's not stopping, that's probably as far as Mira gets.
Okay.
That is...
Yeah, you have no idea where this bitch is.
Neofly.
I'm on it. I'm heading up to go look for her.
Okay. Give me a wits and composure as well. Just flat.
Got it.
Okay, so Phage is still with us?
Yeah, Phage and Paige are still around.
Yeah, and Liz hasn't run off.
Okay, yes. As Phage and Paige are headed in, I assume, Mira will sort of walk over to. Which one's the mundane girlfriend?
Paige.
Page. One
Thanks,
success.
guys. Helpful naming convention. Walk
Right?
over to Paige.
Hello, I think we met briefly.
Yeah, the bar. Her. But it seems like reintroductions are in order.
Mira, lovely to meet you. And your name is?
I'm Paige. You're dressed differently than last time.
I suppose I am.
And she like turns is trying to. You get the idea that she's trying to see you're mean, but can't. I'm sorry, I really don't recognize you, so I don't remember. But
Trying to see the mask. you mean?
trying to see the mask.
Mira
But
will describe herself.
I had short hair about this long with
It's blonde on the underside. Hide ombre style.
oh yes, I remember. I'm so sorry.
No, it's quite all right.
This is really weird for me.
So it takes a lot of getting used to, but the way that typical people are supposed to see us is sort of like a veil overlaid over everything, and if you cross your eyes just the right way, you might be able to spot it again.
You see her try. I guess I'll have to work at it.
It'll take some getting
Might
used
be
to.
something to ask Liz about. Oh, dreams and the occult.
Hi.
Hi.
Ah! Sorry, you surprised me.
Sorry. Hi.
Hello,
I'm Liz.
Liz. I'm Paige.
Mm-hmm.
But
You know about this whole sort of thing, then?
Yeah, and you can see everything now.
and as that
But there-
conversation-
Paige is trying to get me to see how things used to look, or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You have to kind of like look sideways, ish.
Okay, can I get
Adele
an
walks-
role of knowing how this works for ensorcelled people?
Sure. Anybody who wants to give me intelligence and occult.
Sure.
Can.
I'm not
sure.
rolling. Yeah. Well, I'll
Okay.
roll it. What the hell? Why not? Well, she's not necessarily going to explain.
I got a
Chance die.
success on my chance die.
Nice.
Intelligence,
I got one.
Occult.
So, Lark, you're like, maybe she'll figure it out eventually.
Yep.
Adele, Phage, Mira. And so, you know that an ensorcelment for humans doesn't work exactly the
Right.
same. Like, it doesn't give you the precise Neofly. You're upstairs looking for, you're not hearing this. You're looking for, you're trying to figure out, maybe with a little bit of time. Liz, ensorcelment, you can't turn that off.
Yeah.
She's not going to be able to not see it.
Oh, no. Okay, never mind.
Never, sorry?
Never mind. It doesn't. You won't be able. You can't. We're just
Oh,
going-
okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'll just, this is,
Yep.
for a month, this is, so, okay.
The
Mhm.
dead girl pats Paige on the shoulders, like, I'll go get. You could probably use some coffee.
Do I know any sketch artists?
Yes.
Like among the changeling folks?
You know that Liz is crafty.
Okay.
Give me a intelligence and politics, honestly, would probably be your best bet for this one.
Chance die.
I would say you could use a drink, but
Nope.
you're already seeing things, so perhaps that's not for the best.
No, that's fair. I think I understand. Yeah.
No hallucinogenics for the newly ensorcelled medics orders.
I was joking,
Didn't
I
call her
know.
that.
and I will apologize. Well, everybody here already knows that. Paige, I will apologize if you are not a fan of smoke, but I do smoke in my home. So
Oh no, I've spent enough time in bars to know how to handle anything.
wonderful. I tried.
No, it's good because you're with Phage. Phage is with all of us, so you're with all of us. So it'll be okay.
That needs to be clarified.
Oh, is it a poly sort of?
No, absolutely not.
So I'll whisper
No.
to Liz.
Wait, what?
I'll whisper to Liz. I at least am not romantically or sexually.
We're not
involved
all
with Faye.
fucking.
No,
No.
no, like you're
No.
part of the family.
It's a family dynamic. Oh, well, thank you.
Can I make another roll to see if I could
All
find
right, so Neofly, you're rummaging around in the upper levels of this house, which you have spent very little time in before. You can't find Butterfly fucking anywhere. Go ahead and give me a wits and composure.
Got it.
The second those words came out of Liz's mouth, I was like, oh God.
It made perfect sense.
No, it didn't. 2 successes.
And then you hear the shower turn on somewhere down a hallway.
He just takes a deep breath and a sigh of relief. Oh, God.
You go into the bathroom, and she's bent over trying to drink out of the shower head.
Hey, Butterfly, you're supposed to go inside.
I am inside. There's a roof.
No, inside of the shower.
That would get me wet.
That's kind of the point. You kind of want to get clean, don't you?
I'm clean.
He's just thirsty.
She wants a drink. There's a sink over there. You got pointers.
I can get you some better tasting water if that's what you want.
Okay. I'll wait here. Kind of sticks a finger in and licks it off.
Got it. And
then he starts cupping her hands and
he heads down. First person he sees is Adele. She's in the bathroom. It's fine.
Which bathroom?
One. It was you. You said it was the one down the hall, right, Jack?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The one down the hall.
Good. Okay, no, that is fine.
It's not the one that has a body in it.
Not gonna ask. I just need some drinking water if you have any.
Oh, yes, I have a thing called a sink. But no, yes, that is one of the few things that I do carry. As I go into the fridge, pull out a bottle of water.
Please tell me Adele has like goth Fiji water or something.
Is that a thing?
I feel like it must.
I want that.
Listen, in Adele's case, she would have black water. It's literally water, but it's colored black.
That is the water thing that I was thinking of. I'm trying to remember what the.
I believe the name of the company is called Black.
If there is a thing that is goth bottled water, I want to be there.
There is, yeah.
Goth bottled water. I love what sort of things our games sometimes devolve into. So you guys go get some emo water
for World of Darkness. There is, while I cannot find the brand that I was thinking existed, in World of Darkness, this must be a thing.
I mean, I hear goth bottled water, and my immediate reaction is vodka.
Right. That's fair.
Too, but so I feel like there's a bottled water company that has like skulls on their water bottles.
I'm sure there is. There is a cigarette company that does. So why not?
Be
water?
that as it may.
Yeah. Right.
You guys find some aqua emo.
Yep.
And
Oh god, good.
Christ almighty.
And Neofly, you start taking that upstairs, only to be met about halfway down the staircase. Adele, what kind of floors do you have in your house?
I feel like if specifically on the stairs or in general.
Both.
So the stairs are carpeted
Okay.
with a runner. Upstairs is going to be most of the floors are a combination of hardwood or tile.
Okay. All right. So you meet her
easily sprayable.
Right. You meet her halfway down the stairs with the runner, dripping wet, just soaking, just rivulets of water running off of her that trails back up. I don't think I'm thirsty anymore.
Okay. Hey, Adele, you got a towel?
And she glides past you and heads downstairs.
Never mind.
That's sort of happening. I will say to Phage, the changeling one, I feel like with everything that's happening right now, you owe us one full conversation.
I had no intent of leaving the next conversation that we were going to have. You don't have to try and pull things over on me. It's fine.
All right. That was my hope.
Which is when a sopping wet butterfly walks into the room.
Oh,
and looks around at everybody. Walks over to Liz, grabs her face, and kisses her full on the mouth.
Whoa.
And that's where we're leaving it for the night.
I feel like this is the point where I have to turn really quick to Paige and said, "Let me be clear, we don't all fuck."
Have a good night, everybody. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.